Welcome back to another episode on Guideline Entertainment, and this is what everyone's been waiting for. This is the biggest thing that comes out every single year for you guys, or in the movie genre industry, or list a genre kind of industry, which is our top 10 list of whatever it can be. This one is the top 10 best films of 2017, and I am super excited. It took me a long time to compose this list because I don't know what I'm going to do here, I don't know what it's going to lead to. I don't know what this is going to become, but I figured it out. I have it here. It might change later on. I don't know, but this is what my list is for you guys. It's coming out. A lot of things have gone into be making this list. So let's get right into the honorable mentions. So in the honorable mentions, we have Lady Bird. I love this movie. I could relate to it in a lot of many ways because it went to Catholic school, etc. The acting was outstanding in this film. It just overall did not come in my mind often after I saw it, after I left the theater. Thought about it for a little bit, but you know what? I'm done with that film. Next was Lego Batman. I love this movie. It was my favorite animated movie of the year, and that is still my favorite movie animated of the year. But honestly, all these other films that were not animated overcame this, so that's the reason it's off my list, but I love this film to death. We got Bad Moms Christmas. I haven't laughed harder in the theater this year because of this movie. This movie's hilarious. If you have not checked this out, definitely go check that one out. John Wick 2 was amazing. I love that movie. I love John Wick 1, and it just made it to another tier in the John Wick franchise, and I loved it. So I put that on my honorable mentions. Spider-Man Homecoming did not quite make my list. I saw it a second time after the first time, and it kind of lost that hype for me, so I did not want to watch it. I'm going to revisit it later, but it is on my honorable mentions because I did enjoy it the first time. Second time, not so much. Thor Ragnarok. I saw it once, really liked it. I did not know how I felt about it after the second time. I haven't seen it a second time. I wanted to see it a second time to see where it fits, but quite not. Did not get to do that, so this is the reason it's on my honorable mentions. So let's get into our list. Coming at number 10 is Lucky Logan. I love this movie. It's so good. It stars Adam Driver, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Craig, a heist movie, and it's so good. It's music's great, the story's great, the acting's outstanding. Daniel Craig is amazing in this film. And overall, it just left a good taste in my mouth after the movie. I saw it again, and I loved it just as much. It's a very enjoyable watch. If you have not seen this, go check it out. Coming at number 9, we had the movie that came in the beginning of the year, Split, which is a movie that you guys would not think would be on my list by any means because I hate horror, but I love horror thriller. So the experience alone seeing this movie with me being scared shitless, saying, am I going to like this or I'm going to be scared? This was my first horror movie I ever saw in the theater. So that experience, I loved it, and I loved this movie coming out of it, and it was just super surprising how it was, and I literally love this movie. It is so good. If you've not seen it, check it out. Number 8 is a very hard one that I had to move up on my list, and I love this movie. I really want to see it again. I saw it twice in theaters, which is a movie you would not see twice in theaters because of how long it is, and that is Blade Runner 2049. I love this movie. I love Harrison Ford. I love Ryan Gosling. I honestly, Ryan Gosling is becoming one of my favorite actors. He's so good. And this movie takes a franchise that was kind of crooked on everything and literally made this movie better than the original. It is so interesting. I love the colors, and the cinematography in this movie alone is outstanding. Just everything in this movie I loved. There's not one thing I did not like in this movie, and it was just outstanding. But when it comes down to it, if it's rewatchability, then therefore that's when this list kind of goes down here is rewatchability issues because of how good this movie is. So that's what, for me, kind of goes down to continue on this list. Coming at number 7, we have Wonder Woman. This movie is by far one of the best superhero movies this year. I would say it's the best superhero movie this year, but there is kind of a mixed genre with another one that's coming up. But honestly, this movie's outstanding, especially what it did for the women in the industry. Patty Jenkins knocked it out of the park in this film. It's very entertaining. The action's great. The story I really liked and unique. and it was just a really good film overall. And literally one scene kind of took this movie by surprise is when they're dancing in the snow in this movie with Chris Pine, and it is outstanding what this movie does. That's why it gets my number 7. This is where I lose you on this list, guys. And again, you know how big of a fan of this franchise I am. I literally talk about it constantly. I was looking forward to this movie so much, and this might come as shocking. You might get mad at me for putting up this high, but number 6 is Star Wars The Last Jedi. This movie I love to pieces. It's so good. I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but when it comes down to Star Wars, I have a certain genre that I love, music and movies where they combine, and rewatchability. I love Star Wars. It's my favorite franchise, my favorite movie of all time. But again, when it comes down to it, when I'm coming to rewatchability, I want to go to what I love. And this movie does not what I love, but I've grown to love what this movie can bring to me. So honestly, I just love this whole franchise and everything. So honestly, definitely go check this one out. I know it's that high. You guys are going to probably get mad on the list going forward, but here we go. Number 5 is The Disaster Artist. I was looking forward to this movie all year. The star power alone was amazing in this movie. The story was amazing. And I honestly, when I first heard about this movie, I was like, I need to see it. And when it first came out and I saw it, I was like, damn, this is a good movie. And I had some trouble putting it on my top 5. Honestly, it could have been higher. But again, the more I thought about things, the later it just kind of just crumbled and went to the top 5. But at least it's in the top 5 of the movies that are my favorite. And honestly, I just love this movie. Definitely go check it out. This is where I'm going to lose you guys. I'm going to just say it right now. This movie, you're like, you're an idiot. I cannot take anything you say seriously after you say this. But you got to hear me out when I say it. So number 4 on the top 5 is Power Rangers. Okay, this movie, honestly, the experience of the hypeness I have never experienced before. The experience of me going to a theater and did not have the tickets for the movie, and also the movie breaking down, just literally left me crushed. So as soon as we got out of that theater, we went to the premiere at another theater, got tickets, and there was no one in the theater besides like 4 little kids and their parents. And honestly, this movie is so good and left me so hyped. I'm like, oh my God, that's that. And it just made me so happy. The training montage and everything. The ending is where it falls apart. And honestly, again, you could say any of the movies that I've listed are better than this movie, and you're probably right. But the experience when it comes down to the theater, and that's when you go to the theater, that's where you have movies, to go to a different world and experience something. I've never gotten this hype for a movie ever before, besides one coming up later up. But honestly, I love this movie, and I'm going to keep it on my list, and whether you like it or not, because Power Rangers are amazing, and I hopefully they make a second, because this made me super happy. Number 3 is a movie that I absolutely love, and it has my favorite character of the year in this movie, and I just honestly love this movie. It needs to get more support. I've heard one reviewer give this movie support, not on his list, but he has mentioned it, and this is Brawl in Cell Block 99. I love this movie so freaking much. I love Vince Vaughn. I love Don Johnson. Honestly, it's just such a good movie. The music is outstanding. The story is outstanding. The writing is outstanding. Literally, it's just so good. The action is unbelievable. And the way that you leave the theater or watching on your computer, you are stunned of what it is. This movie leaves you and just like, boom, it's done. This is real life. This feels like real life. This could happen. And literally, this seems like it. Because Vince Vaughn's playing this bigger-than-life character, even though he's human. And he is this normal guy, but he can be called a more than us character. He is bigger than us. And literally, this movie is just so good. You have to check it out. It's so good. Number 2 is my favorite superhero / cross-genre movie of the year. And this is by far Logan. I was so hyped for this movie, probably more than Power Rangers, and I was literally love this whole movie. There's not one part of this movie. This is the first time I've ever done this with another movie I did, which is my number 1. But honestly, I went to the theater, saw this movie. The next day, I went to go see it again. Just it let me literally wanting more. I loved it so much. The story is outstanding in this movie. Hugh Jackman is unbelievable, and literally every person in this movie are so good, and I love this movie. This is my favorite superhero movie of all time, and literally I cannot say that enough. Okay, guys, this is the moment you guys have been waiting for, and if you know me at all, you know this was going to be my number one. I've been talking about this movie nonstop. It is so good, and that is Baby Driver. I love this fucking movie, guys. It is so good. Just every single piece in it is amazing. Ansel Elgort playing this guy, Baby, is so good. I can watch this movie with a smile on my face constantly. Love the music. I own the script. I own the poster. I own the record. And I'm getting another poster. I love this movie to death. This movie is outstanding, people. Do not say this movie is not good, because it is good. And I love Edgar Wright. And Edgar Wright, if you by chance are watching this movie review or top 10 list, then please contact me, because I want to talk about more Baby Driver. And I love Baby Driver so much. This is so good. This will probably go in my favorite movies of all time, regardless of how much I love this movie. It's literally creeping up there to my top movies of all time, and that means it gets to go on my wall to the right of me right now, and I love that wall, and that's why I put all my favorite movies currently. If you guys don't know what's on there, I got Star Wars, Big Lebowski, Color Money, and Jerry Maguire, and Inside Llewyn Davis. But guys, this might make it up there. This movie is phenomenal. There's not one problem I can pick with this movie. It's just so damn good. Well, guys, if you're new, I want to thank you guys for watching this list. If you haven't liked and subscribed to Guideline Entertainment, we got a bunch of good stuff coming from you. And honestly, I'm going to upload a bunch of retro podcasts that are on my old channel with a bunch of special guests that you guys might know. RB3, Emma5, Jay Williams, Ryan Snelling. There's a lot of ones coming up, so definitely go check it out. There's a bunch of stuff happening for Guideline Entertainment. This is the end of the year. We're going to a new year. This will be our second year for Guideline Entertainment in January. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and definitely check out the worst movies and the best characters, the most anticipated films coming out next year. Definitely go check this out. I want to see you guys next time. Goodbye.